So if you haven't done this for yourself or haven't done it in a while, just take that time to reflect and stand back and say, what is it that I'm bringing? And what is it that I'm bringing that's different to anybody else? Because my experience is unique to me. And if I'm not having the opportunities to bring all of that value to this organization, then ultimately everyone's missing out. Hi, and welcome to Helping You Perform. I'm your host, Paul Teasdale. Over a career working with high-performing teams from across the globe, including 7 years working with Formula One team McLaren, I've learned a lot about what it takes to drive results. In this weekly podcast series, I'm going to be bringing you tips, tricks, and insights from the world of Formula One that you can apply to your organisation for your high performance. Enjoy. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Helping You Perform, where I bring my tips, tricks, insights, and stories from the world of Formula One and other high-performing teams to help you accelerate your own performance. This is episode 35. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode, which is all about taking the opportunities that are there for you. If you haven't had a chance to listen, I recommend you go back and have a listen to last week's episode. And as always, do contact me with any of your thoughts, any of your questions, and see how you're getting on with this series of videos and podcasts. And today, in this episode, I wanted to talk about knowing your worth. Now, this has come about from a number of conversations, partly around my time in the world of Formula One and the world of McLaren, but it also goes back to some of the other points in my career where I've learned about, do I really know what I'm there to do? Do I really value my worth so that the organization can get the value out of that as well? Now, in the world of F1, you are surrounded by a high-performance team. And when you're in these high-performing environments, you are there to be part of that team and to deliver your worth. Now, if you then spend a lot of your time and energy trying to do somebody else's job for them, or second-guessing, or questioning in a way that isn't adding value and being constructive, then that's actually detrimental to the performance of the team. And so ultimately, in a high-performing team, we want everybody focusing on the true worth that they can bring and maximizing their opportunity to bring all of that worth to it. Now, it reminded me of a story when I first joined the banking world. So I'd previously never had any experience in the world of banking. My background's manufacturing, performance improvement, and I was brought into a role within the business banking team to help them with bringing a manufacturing mindset to that world. Now, I came in there and I had a bit of imposter syndrome, like a lot of people do, going, I don't really know this environment. I don't know. Therefore, I need to learn from others. I need to make sure that I am doing things the way that they expect things to be done. But ultimately, that wasn't the worth that I was bringing. What it came to me a few months later as I started to realize just what I'm worth here, I'm worth the outside influence. I'm there to question things. I'm there to bring new perspectives. And I'm there to challenge the way in which they're thinking about things and bring a whole new dimension to what they're doing. And by doing that, I'm adding so much more value to the team and helping the team to perform. Whereas previously, I'd probably sitting there thinking, I better do things the right way. I better do them the way that they're done in this organization. I'll just hold back because they're not talking the same language that I am at the moment. And it was that imposter syndrome within me that sort of held me back from being able to say, do you know what? That's not what I'm about. It was only through some coaching conversations, through some moments where I started to realize that actually, if I just bring my whole self here, if I understand what I'm truly worth and the value that I bring, if I bring that to the team, the whole team can perform. And so this is a challenge for everyone who's out there, really. It's like, do you truly know your worth? And it's not just about the technical skills that you bring, but it's about the approach that you have and the experience outside of what you've done. How can you bring that into the organization that you're in? Even if it's your first job, think about the experience you can bring from your hobbies. Maybe it's a sport you play. Maybe it's an organization, a charity that you work alongside. Maybe it's just that you like walking or you like going out drinking with your friends. What can you bring from that experience that makes you worthy in that organization, because you can bring a different perspective and ultimately add to the performance of the team. And it all starts with knowing yourself and knowing your worth. So if you haven't done this for yourself or haven't done it in a while, just take that time to reflect and stand back and say, what is it that I'm bringing? And what is it that I'm bringing that's different to anybody else? Because my experience is unique to me. And if I'm not having the opportunities to bring all of that value to this organization, then ultimately everyone's missing out. So I'll challenge you to go off and do that for yourself today. Go out and think about that for yourself. What's your worth? How can you bring that or more of that to the organization that you are in? And if you're leading a team, how can you bring this out of the team and the individuals within your team? How can you truly get them to think about what is their worth individually and how can they bring that together so as a team they can add more value? As always, I'd love to hear about your thoughts and your feedback and your comments on this. So do drop me a line, like, subscribe, go and pass this on to somebody else who you think might get a little bit of value out of this. And if you want to go to paulteasdale.co.uk and set up a free 30-minute no obligation chat, just go to the website. It'll be the first thing that pops up. There'll be a button there for booking that free 30 minutes. I'd love to hear from you and talk about how can we bring your worth to your organization. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Helping You Perform podcast. If you found value in this episode, please take a moment to like, share, or review the podcast. You can reach out to me at any time, either through LinkedIn or through my website at www.paulteasdale.co.uk. I look forward to speaking to you in the next episode.